everyone. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Significant Impact Show. Today, we have the amazing Shawn Hill, who is the LinkedIn coach, and he is the author of the LinkedIn for Coaches course. He literally helps coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs generate revenue on LinkedIn. Shawn has spent over 25 years in corporate America and over 15 years as a small business owner. He found LinkedIn 3 years ago. And while updating his profile, he noticed that many other people were making the same mistakes he had made. So with this knowledge, he began reaching out to other business owners, and the rest is history. Now, he is focused on helping entrepreneurs get the LinkedIn advantage and turn their connections into conversions. Hey, Shawn, how you doing today?
I am wonderfully blessed. It's a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. I'm excited to be here and hanging out with you. That's how I'm doing.
Yes, I love to hear it. OMG. You guys, me and Shawn have connected since we connected. He was live, right? He was live on a Sunday. And it was just a really great conversation. I was like, oh, that's a nice title. So I tuned in, and him and his partner, Tommy, and we just started like communicating because I was on Facebook, but he was like, we also on LinkedIn right now. And the conversation just went to a whole nother level. So can you please tell us more about that and what it is that you do and bring to the table?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things, as I said, I'm a LinkedIn coach, and I help entrepreneurs get on that platform, which for a lot of entrepreneurs can be very confusing, right? And so I help them get on that platform and show up in their authenticity. See, Amani, everybody has a story that needs to be heard. Everybody has something about them that is unique, but many times they show up there as a copy of themselves. And so my goal is to help them show up in their authenticity, show up in their uniqueness, and really connect with other business owners or who are their clients and really help them move their business forward. See, LinkedIn is the #1 platform for what we call B2B social media leads. So if you're a business, now, can we do B2C, business to consumer? Yeah, sure. There's some of that happens. But if you're a business and you want to connect with other businesses, that's where you have to be. You're not really going to have that same level of connection on Facebook, right? Facebook is more social. Instagram and TikTok, now although TikTok is coming on, Instagram and TikTok, they're more for the beautiful influencers. We're looking at pictures, we're looking at memes, we're looking at babies, we're looking at the kids, we're the kids, all those beautiful pictures, right? LinkedIn is where you have the business conversation. So if you're saying, man, I just can't find any business builders, I can't find any people who gravitate with me, who want to have that business conversation, it's probably because you're not on the right platform. So what I encourage people to do is get on there. There's 2 things you have to have, though, when you want to get on there. You have to have an optimized profile, and you have to have a strategy. See, because on these other platforms, your profile is just really a place to house your content, right? Yeah. It's not that big a deal. You just throw up something, you're okay. On LinkedIn, your profile is who you are. So when you go out and you send out somebody a connection request, they're going to come back and check you out. You're going to say, hey, who is this person that's trying to connect with me? What are they about? Are they legit? Are they not legit? And so your profile really, really is important. And that's one of the things where I start with a lot of my clients is let's get your profile looking right. Let's get your profile representing you. So many people, so many business owners are there, but their profile is not representing them. It's not who they are. I talk to them. I'm like, you are a very outgoing person. Your profile doesn't represent you. This is not you. This is not you.
That's so accurate.
That's what I help people do.
That's so accurate because you guys, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm done with the, optimized profile because he was like, I'll audit your LinkedIn. At first I was like, no, I'm good because on Facebook and Instagram, I did a lot of experimentation. However, I know the value in having a coach who can literally tell me right then and there in a span of a few hours what I need to do opposed to me experimenting. Because now it's like, you know what? The importance of having mentors and coaches and consultants who are where we want to be is so much more valuable because we would save so much time and move at a more efficient pace. And I was like, you know what? Look, I don't got time to be going through all this stuff. And he was like, sis, you need to do this. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, duh, Imani, but it's so accurate. So I would love to ask you this because I didn't notice that when it comes to different social networks, LinkedIn is more on the corporate side. And then we, like you said, Instagram and TikTok, that's definitely more, towards the Gen Z and, some of the millennials and things like that, but it's not B2B. And then I consider Facebook almost like Walmart. That's where everybody,
Pretty much.
everybody is going to go, and then so we have LinkedIn. This is where the people who have established companies go. How difficult do you think it would be for those who are more on the outgoing or who come from a more Facebook or Instagram state of mind to head over to LinkedIn? Do you think that people can actually find success on that end?
Oh, absolutely. They can find the success, but they have to have a LinkedIn strategy. See, it wouldn't work for me to go onto YouTube and start reading a book. See, YouTube is about video. It's about video. Yeah. So that strategy wouldn't work for that platform. The same thing with the Instagram and Facebook strategy. The power of those platforms is content. It's content driven. It's not necessarily about your profile. It's about what you post. Yeah. And so your posting is driving that. On LinkedIn, less than 5% of the people on the whole platform post. So posting is not the strength. And I always know people have the wrong idea, because their first question they'll ask me in our meeting together is, what should I post? Should I post A or B? Should I do this, that? I say, no. That's the wrong strategy. See, what you need to do, you have to think of LinkedIn as a networking event, right? So if we're at a networking event,
we're going to turn up, work that room.
we're going to talk, right? We're going to talk to each other. Yeah, I'm not going to walk up to you and hand you a post, and you're not going to walk up to me and hand me a post. That's not what happens. We talk to each other. That's the strength of the platform. So now, if you don't have an optimized profile, if you don't know how to connect and talk to people, you're going to struggle. And getting back to something you said earlier, is you can go out and let's give you a perfect example. Let's say, for instance, you want to get stronger, and so you want to learn how to bodybuild, lift weights. There you go, lift weights. You can. That's very impressive. That's very nice. No. You can go out and go on YouTube and Google how to lift weights. Yeah. But see, only a coach can be there and say, no. See, your arm is at the wrong angle. See, when you do it, a person needs a coach to see what you can't see, because you're looking out. You think you're doing the right thing. And I talk to people every day who get over to LinkedIn and they think they're doing the right thing. But then when I come in and I have an eye for certain things, I say, no, that's not going to help you. Don't do that. Get this off of here. This is not going to be the way it is. Then they have different mindsets. See, because here's the deal. Our most precious commodity is time. See, many people think it's money. Many people think it's money. You can make more money. You can't get more time. You can't get more time. Once people spend a year, 2 years, 3 years over LinkedIn, wandering around, trying to figure it out on their own, that's time they've wasted. They can't get that back. They can't get that back.
Facebook and Instagram, a lot of time. And not, I wouldn't say all of it was a waste, but when I think back on, oh my gosh, if I had went like this the whole entire time, I would have been here. Yeah. And one of my mentors, Billy Genius Marketing, he talks about that all the time. He's like, this is what I invested this year. This is what I got back. And it was last year when I was like, you know what, I'm ready to start investing a little bit more and actually, learn about the things that I need to learn to actually be successful long term. So please tell us, what was one of your best investments that you may have gotten from social media?
Wow. Well, it was really Gary Vee. And here's what I want to encourage everybody, because Gary Vee always says this. He says, I give out a lot of information, a ton of information. He's very specific about it.
He's a beast too.
Right. He's very specific. He said, but I know only about 1% is even going to do anything with it. And so a few years ago, about 3 years ago, Gary Vee said there's 2 platforms you need to be on because of their organic reach at the time. He said TikTok and LinkedIn. So I said, okay, Gary, hey, I'm going to not just be a hearer of the word, I'm going to be a doer of the word. So, okay. I got you, Gary.
Coming with the scripture.
I got you. So I said, okay. And so I listened. So I tried. At the time, my phone was so crappy, I couldn't even download TikTok. I tried to download. I couldn't even, phone wouldn't even let me download. Yeah. It was just, it wouldn't even let me And so my wife said, honey, that's probably better. You didn't need to be on there with them kids dancing anyway. She was probably right. Nobody want to see that. And so I said, but I know there's one place I can be because our profile there is on LinkedIn. And so when I got on there about 3 years ago, I learned, I'm like you, I'm a student of the game. I learned, I did my research. And as I was doing my research, I just kept reaching out to people because they were making the same mistakes I had been making. And I just reached out to them, and one thing led to another. So LinkedIn has been responsible in a way for allowing me to leave corporate America, AT&T 15 years, and do this full time, which is my passion. And the reason I encourage people, whatever your passion is, and it's not important, to follow your passion as long as it's profitable. Sometimes we follow our passion, but it's really not profitable. So as we got to have those, got to have both, right? I may be passionate about sitting around playing Madden all day, but unless I'm in a tournament and making money, that in and of itself ain't gonna work. So you have to have a passion that leads to profit. A passion that leads to profit. And so that's been the valuable thing for me, because in 2020, I had COVID.
It done got you. It got me too. Yeah, it's no joke, that COVID.
It really is. But what that made me realize was, did I want to spend another 10 years at AT&T trying to get to retirement, because hey, we don't know if we got another 10, right? Or do I want to take this opportunity and really look at doing what I love doing, which is coaching, which is teaching, which is helping people? And I said, look, and I talked to the wife, we had a discussion. I said, I really want to do this. She said, okay, we're going to see how you're going to do it. We're going to do it.
It's love right there.
And I know. And so I tell that story to encourage people to, whatever it is that's your, maybe you're working a 9 to 5 now, and that's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. But in those off hours, work on your passion. In those little nooks and crannies of time, as we say, work on your passion. If it's 5 minutes a day, if it's 10 minutes a day, some people won't even treat themselves to working on their passion because they feel like, oh man, well, I can't work on it for an hour. I can't work on it. I can't do it like I want to do it. Don't do it like you want to do it. Do it like it can be done.
Exactly. You know, it's such an amazing time.
Yeah.
It's such a great opportunity. And Gary Vee, like, he is a total beast. He audited my IG one time, but he never said anything, but I know he did. I was like, audit my IG, Gary, but he didn't say that. I'm like, man, okay. But like, you know, and he has been dropping nuggets since like when I first saw him. I mean, just the whole fact that he was like, you guys, you can literally make 6 figures just going to the yard sales. And he just has a passion for that. And I think that's amazing, especially where he is. And he's like, I still have fun with that. That's when I think about, you know, when I reach those high figures and everything like that, I'm still going to go to Dollar Tree and Taco Bell. My future kids won't know about Taco Bell, but like, that's my jam. It's like, we still got to connect to our roots and the things that we actually genuinely enjoy doing, which is important. So here's a good question. So you said the best investment was Gary Vee. Okay, so what has been maybe your top live or your top interaction or top networking event that you've done, and like what happened there? Tell us about that.
Wow, man. I would say it's V Team. It's called the Referral Network. What we do as part of that is business owners come together, and it's for about an hour. And every business owner gets to tell their 1-minute commercial. And it's about referral. So it's not about, I'm going to go here and I'm going to get a client, right? It's really about other business owners saying, hey, here's what I do. I love to network with you. Let's help each other. Now, if you get clients, that's great. That's wonderful, because somebody may need your service. Yeah. But as I look at my book of clients right now, I would say probably 50% are through referrals. 50% are through referrals. And that has come from just being around other business owners who are serious about connecting people. You know me. I am a serious networker. When you tell me this is what I do, this is who I need to connect with, it happens. It happens. Because my first thought when I meet another business owner isn't how can I get them to be my client? My first thought is who would they be good with? Exactly. Who can I put them with? Who can I connect them with?
Exactly.
See, because I'm always going to be blessed. So I've never not been blessed, right? So I don't need to have a desperate mentality of, oh my God, I got to get them. Oh my God, it's like this, like, no, have that abundance mentality, have that abundance spirit. And that's why I was so drawn and attracted to you, because when we first had a conversation, your spirit is so beautiful. It's so giving. It's so just warm and open and loving. I was like, man, I was kind of, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay, like, lay it off.
No, seriously. Listen, what I'm saying. Listen, I was kind of like, man, this person really seems so warm and genuine. Is this real? Because, and the reason I said, you meet so many fakes online. You have such a beautiful spirit, but everybody can be, or not say everybody, anybody can be whoever they want to online for a minute, right? And so for a minute, anybody can be warm, engaging, friendly, funny, blah, blah. Anybody can be that online. But then it's how do they transact and how do they act over time?
Yeah.
See, because in one conversation, somebody, you probably had this on on Facebook, I know I have, can go from, hey, how you doing? Bop, bop, bop. 5 or 6 different sentences later, here come the Bitcoin. Here come the paid ads. Here comes the hook. So you always kind of like,
it's like,
okay, what do you really want?
Mm-hmm,
what do you really want? But then you were consistent with your personality, who you were. And I was like, wow, this person's really, they're cool. And I love hanging around cool people. So that's when I get excited. That's my energy. I love, you ain't got to be a 6-7 figure this, you ain't got to be that. If you just a cool individual, you just a cool person, you just got love in your heart. You just want to give back. You just have value to share. Absolutely. I'll hang out around. We'll hang around all day.
We will get lit, Shawn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As long as we talking business. Now, I'm not just gonna hang around. We're not gonna be talking about football.
Real talk. Yeah, no. Substance.
That's the thing. Is that for me, it's all about energy. It's all about alignment. It's all about coming in alignment with people who are going in the same direction. I always said, I'd rather run with 10 lions than follow with 1,000 sheep. So numbers don't impress me. Numbers don't. I'd rather be with the small number that's going somewhere than the large number that's being led. Exactly. And so when I saw your spirit, I was like, man, this is a cool person.
Yeah. And I feel the same about you. And you guys, Shawn's follow-up game is pristine. Okay. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm like, this man's on TikTok, he's sending YouTube videos. He's like, yo, you mind go and do this. I said, shoot, I gotta keep up with Shawn, because I'm over here like, dang, I'm ready to set my game up. But what you're saying is so true, and it's something that I've been sharing with the kids with the nonprofit that I've been working with. And I'm like, you guys, it's cool to have views, but what are they gonna buy? And I'm like, it's much more profitable to have 200 solid fans that are actually interested in your product, because they're going to share what you do, versus 2 million people that are just following you. Anybody can have followers. I'm like, there's millions of people out here that have millions of followers, but they're not making any money. And then there are people with 200 people in a group and they're making 6 and 7 figures. So it's like, you guys, relationship is so much more valuable than just, connecting and just connecting just to connect. And like you said, it really is, what is the conversation going to be like down the road? And is somebody actually consistent? Because if they're not consistent, you can't build with that. There is no success without consistency, and you have to be disciplined, and you have to be true to yourself to make sure that everybody can literally see who you are. That's one of the reasons why I'm super transparent. Yes. And like, I'll just like start sharing a whole bunch of stuff. And, I'm learning also not to share everything because I'm like, what's up, everybody? It's me, Imani. So I think that this is great because you do have that corporate background, and that comes automatically with an amazing amount of accountability, which is something that a lot of us need. So can you share with us why you have found accountability to be important in your life, and as well as holding other people accountable? Because I think that's something that should be talked about more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm so glad you asked that question. And you know me, I connect with a lot of people. I refer a lot of people. It's no problem. It's not like no problem. So there's one person I was going to do some business with. And so this is a great example. of you need to try to keep your word to people. So anyway, I invited this person to the V Team event a couple of times. And so they the first time they overslept. It happens. Okay. But see, here's the issue though. Here's the issue. You need to come to me. I don't need to come to you. Right. So if I mess up and I don't make Imani's, meeting, Imani, hey, I'm sorry. I overslept, da, 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 da. But when I got to go to you and I said, hey, what's happening? Oh, I did that. Okay, no problem. It happens. Invited this person to the next one. Something else came up. Okay. Invited this person to a third one. Something else came up. Then they admitted, well, it's probably just not going to be right for me. I was supposed to work on a project with them. I told them, look, I'm going to go in a different direction. I appreciate you. But for right now, I'm going in a different direction. One of the main reasons I did that is because you showed me 3 times I can't count on you. So how can I work on a project with you if
you can't keep your word?
Keep your word. And see, but here's where people miss the thing. So here's where they miss it. Oh, that was not that big. He invited me to a little old meeting. It wasn't that. See, as my business partner Tommy Durrell said, what you do in one thing, you do in everything. So and even the word tells us, right? If I can't trust you with the little stuff, how am I going to trust you with the big stuff?
Much. Exactly.
So if you can't keep your word to me about something that you might not consider very important, how do I expect you to keep your word when money's on the line? When
big
it gets
boardrooms.
See what I'm saying? And so we always have to be accountable for our words. We always have to look at, I've learned, my mother told me, don't give your word out cheaply. I didn't understand that at the time. I didn't understand what that meant. But what she meant was when you give your word, it has to have value. It can't be given away cheaply. Because what happens is when we give away our word cheaply, then we devalue ourselves.
Yeah.
And then people don't believe us. I know he said he was going to be here. He ain't going to be here. He ain't going to be here. And so that level of accountability I have to have for myself. So if I tell you I'm going to do something, and I'm not bragging or anything, normally, you know me, normally in the
He's on it, you guys. He's on it.
Well, normally in the mornings from like 8 to 12, I don't do anything because I have the show. I have other things I have to do. But because of our relationship, this is another point, the value of relationship. I'm willing to do something outside of my norm because of our relationship.
Right on. Hey, to God be the glory.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason. That's the value of relationship. Relationship will get you places where your money can't.
That's it. You guys, you heard that here. You heard that here.
Where your money can't. Value those relationships. Be a person of your word. Imani's cool. And if I hadn't shown up, I had to come in with an excuse, she probably would forgive me one, okay. But in her mind, she's like, that's not too cool, but I understand life happens, right?
Yeah.
Be a person of your word. If you say you're going to do it, do it. And if you can't do it, be the first person to that person. What bothered me so much about that was not the fact that it didn't happen. It was the fact I have to come to you for it.
Yeah.
You messed up. You missed the meeting. Why am I coming to you and you not saying, look, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
And so we have to be people of our words. When we give our word, it needs to have value.
Yes. Oh my God. You guys, and what you said, it also has blessed me as well, because I was raised to basically, what needs to be done, hop on, do it. I used to take on too much. Yeah. And then at a younger age, there would be times where I dropped the ball and I'm like, all right, God, what do I need to do? Start to learn a whole bunch of stuff. And so I just these last few years, just really start to pull back to focus on what God has called me to do. And like you said, we don't necessarily want to follow our passion. And there's it's a Put Your Passion in Its Place, one of my favorite sermons by Pastor Stephen Furtick. He was like, you want to put your passion in its place and follow your purpose. Because passion means you're willing to suffer for it. Those are like the derivatives of that, or the root. And what you're saying is so accurate, because that's something that's missing out here. Mm-hmm. When it comes to making a mistake, it's so much better to be like, you know what? I messed up. Mm-hmm. Or I didn't get that right. You guys, I can't tell you how many times I messed up. I messed up with Shawn already. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's like, crap, all right, money, got to do all this, and it happens, but there's so much power in literally just like, you know what, this is what happened. I'm still going to make sure that I'm going to get it together so that I can do and compete and level up to where you are, because that's where I want to be. And so that means I have to figure out, okay, is it time management? Do I need to reach out to more people? What is it within me that I need to fix to make sure that I'm prepared for where it is God has called me to go? And like you said, it's not about the fact that he missed it, but the fact that he didn't say anything. And that's how imperative communication is. One of my favorite people that I'm following on LinkedIn is John C. Maxwell. He's a great author, and Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. That's one of my favorite books. It's a really great book. So can you share with us something or a book that can kind of help people get more into the mindset of, look, if you really want to play with the big boys, that means you need to get your mindset in the right order. And what's a book that they could read or something?
Hey, one of the best books other than the Bible, right? So that's the one we always
Proverbs.
right. Yeah, you go through a verse a day, you have some wisdom. Is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Man, that book is so powerful. One of the concepts, one of the habits is begin with the end in mind. In other words, see where you want to go and work your way back, right? And so when you do that, then you're not always trying to come up with something new. You just, okay, I know I want to go there. How do I get there? And see, that is so powerful. We always have to begin with the end in mind. So let's break that down and how that looks in a business. Okay, I want to meet Gary V. Let's say that's my goal one day.
Okay, y'all can own the Jets together.
Right. So that's the end goal, right? So how do I do that? Who do I connect with? Who do I know that can see when I'm doing it with that intention? Guess what? Now I can work my way backwards and figure some things out. But if we don't do that, then we're just making things up as we go, and we really don't have an end point. We just going along. And so that book, if you really grab it and read it and absorb it and understand it, will really make a difference in your life. It made a difference in my life. It made a difference in my life. Talking about perspective. And on one, I'm not going to run it but one of the pages it talks about is this guy came onto this bus, and he had his kids were kind of unruly. They was snatching people's paper, and so it just really unruly. You know how the kids can be. It's like, yo, kids, what's up, man? Yo, kids, bro. And so he was sitting next to the guy, and so he said, "Sir, I don't mean to bother you, but can you get your kids? They really kind of disturbing people." And the guy came to us, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I just came from the hospital. Their mom just passed, and they don't know how to handle it. And I guess I don't either." And see, once we get a different perspective on things, we go from being annoyed in that moment to being empathetic. It's like, oh, yes, I get it. I'm so sorry. But see, we didn't know that to begin with, so we were just annoyed. And so what that tells me is always listen for the person's story. Never look at the person as just who you see, because you don't know their story. You don't, and of course, we got to, have rules and regulations. I'm not saying don't do that. What I'm saying is when we understand people's story, and that's why I tell about LinkedIn, everybody has a story to tell. Yeah. And your story is just as valuable as anybody else's. Yeah. Everybody has a story. So look at people with compassion. That'd be my big thing.
I love that. Oh my God. You guys, that is something, and I can attest to that, because, thankfully, we've all, like you said, we all have a story. We've all been through a bunch of different things, and understanding, listening to people that may not look like us, talk like us, aren't from the same areas as us, and hearing their story, there's really not too many big differences. There are some slight differences, but it's like, you know what? I understand, because I felt like that way before too. And then that's when we can bring in that encouragement and be the rock and the support for other people. OMG, you guys, look, me and Shawn, we would talk all day, just to let you guys know. But how about we play a quick game? And so I'm going to say a word, and then you say the first word that comes to mind, and you tell me why when you think of the new phrase that we've created. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right,
I'm here
so
for it.
I'm gonna come out with a phone. AT&T. What's the first word that you think about AT&T?
Grateful. Grateful.
Okay. Why?
Grateful because I entered the company as a young man, younger man, that had a mindset on being a customer care representative. I left the company as a business professional, and I wouldn't have the things I have now. I wouldn't have the skill set I have now if it hadn't been for that time, 15 years. I'm so grateful.
Look at that. Humble beginnings, y'all. All right. So next one, we gonna say purchase.
Purchase. First thing that comes to my mind is coaching.
Okay. Why?
And the reason I say that is a lot of people want people to purchase from them, but they don't want to buy. And so one of my mentors, Miss Keisha Shawn, said, if you cannot buy, you cannot sell. And I thought that's deep. That's deep. You want people to buy from you, but you don't want to buy anything from anybody else. It's a term we call free. In other words, these people only want things for free. So you always have to watch out for the free people, because the free people always want to pick your brain. They always want to spend time, but they don't want to spend anything else but time. So watch out for the free.
Exactly. Oh my God, that's it right there. That's it right there. All right. So one more word. Let me think. We're gonna put one more word. Clarity.
Clarity. Focus.
Okay. Focus. Why?
It's got to be because when you get clear on your purpose, a lot of the distractions get out the way. A lot of the noise gets out the way. It can get real quiet. You can be focused. You can be dialed in. I was talking about this earlier on my show, is that a lot of times, there was a few weeks ago, there was an important football game that was played called the Super Bowl.
Oh, shoot.
So one of the positions on the field is the wide receiver. Now, the wide receiver across from him has the cornerback that's on the defense. He's talking noise to him, trying to get in his head. Sometimes they have the opposing players on the sideline trying to talk to him, getting in his head. Sometimes they even have the fans in the crowd trying to talk to him, getting in his head. But see, he has to have clarity of purpose. He has to focus. And it doesn't matter what the cornerback says. Doesn't matter what the sideline says. And it certainly doesn't matter what the fans say. When he has clarity of focus, he can do his job. And sadly, so many of the entrepreneurs I talk to, they're not even worried about the cornerback. They're not even worried about the sideline. They're worried about somebody in the stands about what they're going to say.
Yeah. You guys, look, I hope y'all took notes. Like, I can't wait to watch this back and just, keep watching it back, because this is what he is saying, you guys, is something that I personally have been working on for the last few years, and just getting stronger and stronger in it. And like you said, it's about connecting with the right people and having the right relationships with people that you genuinely care about, and they genuinely care about you. And that is who Shawn is. So Shawn, can you tell us how we can connect with you, where we can find you, how we can get involved? Let us know.
All right. Well, hey, like I said, I love talking to people about LinkedIn. I made it so easy to find me. This is another tip, a golden tip, is always own your name. Always own your name if you can. So my name is Shawn E. Hill. All you have to do is go to ShawnEHill.com, and it'll direct you to my calendar. Get on my calendar. Let's talk. So, hey, if you haven't yet, always own your name. And it's easy to go to GoDaddy or whatever, place you want to go to, see if your .com name is available. If it is, grab it, because when you become famous, you're going to want to have your name.
Yeah, that's so accurate. Thank you so much, Shawn. We appreciate you for coming on the Significant Impact Show. We look forward to having you back in the near future. And you guys,
whenever.
That's what I'm saying. You guys, like, I mean, this is the importance of getting out there and putting yourself out there online. We get shy sometimes still. I don't know about Shawn, but I know I still get shy. But because of putting myself out there, I'm meeting amazing people all over the world. People like Shawn, and people like all of the other people that you've met recently on the episode. So make sure you connect with him. I definitely vouch for him without a doubt. And I'm looking forward to doing some work with him. And he's going to be getting me into shape, holding me accountable, which is what I need. And so, you know, you guys make sure you keep it locked, wait for the next episode, and have some fun. All right. Thank you so much for being here.